Happy Saturday. Happy, what is it? Earth Monkey Day? Oh my God. I've been learning a little bit of Chinese astrology from a creator here. And yesterday was Fire Sheep. The day before was Fire Snake. And I could really feel into the energy of the fire action. Both of those days were super action oriented. And it lined up with the week and the way that, I kind of take care of myself anyway. But I was also kind of hoping that today would be a more playful, easier energy. Because that kind of is how my Saturdays go typically. So it was like literally at midnight, I heard Earth Monkey Day. I was like, oh, thank God. I fell asleep so easy just knowing that today was going to be so much easier. Gosh, I have so many different thoughts this morning. I'm thinking about a lot of different layers in my life and how they've all contributed to today. And I was thinking about how our human is a lot like a sponge. And if you take a sponge and you put it in a dish of water and you soak up the water, once you squeeze it out, very similar to what you soaked up is going to come back out. The difference with us being a human versus the sponge is that we sort of get to choose if our sponge has soap in it or if our sponge has grease in it, and the difference is when we soak up the water with our already soap on the sponge, when we go to squeeze, we're going to get bubbles. And inside of the bubbles are rainbows and iridescent colors, all sorts of bubbles, opportunities. Bubbles feel like opportunities. And the same way, if your sponge is filled with grease or not soap, you're going to get a mix of the water and that squeezed back out. And I kind of was thinking, it feels like a lot exactly like how we manifest. Every day, everything that we think, hear, feel, see, smell, taste, remember, is just sort of going into our sponge. And we already have thoughts and feelings about everything, even if we aren't aware of it. You have a feeling about a black shirt with white lettering and gold on it. You have a feeling about Saturday. You have a feeling about my son. Sunny skies. You can think of the word sun in 75 different ways. You can think about the letter S. S has so many letters and words and spaces. S is one of the usefulest letters. You can add S to the end of almost any word and make it a more word. So there's all these different examples of how we think and feel about things all the time. Algebra, lovers, laundry, oh my God, rainy days, cloudy days, vacation days, holidays, weekdays, weekend days. You know what I mean? There's every single thing that you think and hear about your body. By now, your mind and body already has an understanding of what you feel about it. And it moves so fast, almost as fast as AI. It's so when we're on purpose, absorbing things that we like, how they feel inside of ourselves, I'm looking into this and I'm thinking, yes, I'm in the right place at the right time. I love that I'm getting to see this. Oh, great. I was hoping this would happen. Blah, 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 blah. I'm in the right place at the right time. Getting yourself in that alignment and feeling oh, okay, this isn't what I wanted, but this is showing me that where I was going is not exactly going to get me the outcome I want. So thank you for this information. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to be mad at you. Don't shoot the messenger. That's an old saying. I'm just going to take this information, ground, center, breathe, and just when I'm in the car and I go the wrong way and recalculating, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to soak in a different flavor into my sponge so the next time I squeeze, it looks different. Same way if I'm looking in the mirror and I'm oh, look at me, I'm a mess, and I want to see my face, I have to move my hair so that I can see my face. I can't be sitting there looking in the mirror just yelling at the mirror, move your face, because the shit won't move. It doesn't move like that. That's not how we create. That's not how we manifest. Energy goes first. Creation comes next. Soak it up, spit it out. Soak it up, spit it out. And we've already been doing this so much all day, every day since you've been awake without realizing, the same way that gravity has been participating in you even before you knew anything. You were just a little globbly baby. Gravity was already there. Your emotions were already being instilled. Beliefs were being learned literally as you could learn to interact and be with your surroundings, your parents, your food, your body, your friends, the temperatures, like every single thing that you're doing and learning and you have been is all going into you. Mix of me, mix of me, mix of me. I breathe in and here's what's coming out now. And if I'm looking at my life and I'm not enjoying this, I need to treat myself as the sponge and soak up something better for me. And that may mean I also want to address what's in there already. Is there soap in my sponge or am I full of grease? I don't know why I keep thinking, because I wash dishes all the time. Sometimes grease gets in the sink. I really try not to do that. It's not good for the pipes. But sometimes when you're scrubbing those nasty pans, have you ever scrubbed a really nasty pan? And on the scrubby now is grease. It's like, time to throw that guy away. But we're just like that. If we spend too much time sucking up a bunch of shit that doesn't feel good, sound good, smell good, stuff that we want to live into, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're not even going to want to, but we're going to keep doing it. No matter what that sponge wants, if you suck up icky water, it's going to spit out icky water. If you suck up soapy water, it's going to spit out soapy water. So you get to sort of be that person for yourself. You are your best advocate, your parent, your superhero. You're also your best villain, saboteur. You're the one that is either letting it come out good or letting it come out bad. And you're probably not doing it on purpose, but you could be now. You could start today. The same way that you've started anything new and gotten better and better and better at it, you could start this and get better and better and better at it. You could at any moment stop letting things feel hard and just accepting what is and get into your mental faculties and think and feel different about your life. And I know this. I've been working on this for 10 years. I started my healing journey 10 years ago and it has transformed into now I get to be a teacher. But 10 years ago when I started this, if somebody would have told me I can think different and life is different, I couldn't have had enough middle fingers. I understand. But it's the way it is. If you want it to be different, that's the way to go. And if I have been able to do it as a very disempowered, upside down human who didn't have the confidence in herself, who didn't believe in anything. I barely believed it. I only could believe in things going wrong. But that had been so true for me. Things were going so wrong, so consistently, okay, fine. I kind of gave up. I stopped fighting the idea and I just let myself try. And the first thing was my dishes, when the dishes gave me a minute. The next thing was losing weight on accident. I've lost 100 pounds twice. The first time was work, calorie count, exercise. You can do things many ways. You can do many things many ways. You can also do things easier. The second time, I was like, am I ill? Have I fallen upon the cancer? What is happening? Why am I just losing weight? I haven't changed my diet. I haven't done this. Why? Oh, because I dislike myself more? That makes this much sense. Because everybody told me that when I eat, it sticks here. And everybody told me if I don't move enough, it doesn't go away. And my family, my genes, damn those genes, all these things for... How old am I? 37 years. For 37 years, as a person who has even worked and loved and learned and appreciated the medical field, I had been lied to. And in the very first year, that was the first gift to me. The next was letting myself stop drinking so that I could quit my extracurriculars. That was a 10-year secret habit. That was one of the most insane secret habits ever, but whatever, it's mine. Everybody has their own secret weirdo shit. And acknowledging that, letting that be real, and just being like, yeah, I'm doing that because I'm obviously struggling. I'm trying to have some kind of freedom. And this is my best idea of what I can do good for me right now. damn, I need to think better for myself. And obviously I wouldn't have said that to me then. People might have, and I would have, again, not had enough middle fingers. But now it's like whenever I start seeing a situation unfold in my mind or in my thoughts and I don't like it, I'm like, whoa. I'm going to think better about this and myself in this before I think about it again. I'm not going to suck up shitty water and then cry when I'm spitting out shitty water. Like, I've done this work. I know. When you know, like, it's like that saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. No. I don't want to shame on me. I want to love on me. And if you're doing something that feels hurtful to me, I'm not even going to shame on you. I'm going to thank the messenger. And I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to edit and revise. And I'm going to do something a little different. Yeah. Yeah. That one's not doing very fast, is it? Yeah. No, me neither. Yeah, just unplug me. And I can move that plug back if you want your Nintendo plugged in. I was just, it was early. So, oh God, I didn't think I was going to talk about it, but I am. Whatever, who cares? Easter's coming. I am not a Christian, and I wasn't raised religious at all, but we practiced holidays, When I was young, again, we didn't have any like religion for real in our family. We would copy Christian holidays, but there was no, like, I think there was probably a Jesus picture somewhere, but it was very just like, I got a beach picture somewhere too. It was never something talked about. It was never something, it was just a picture on the wall, only thing I really knew about religion is that everybody kind of thought different. And everybody felt that their God was like perfect. And as a literal learner, all that made no sense to me because to be perfect would be like a one and a whole. Why do we need multiple perfect gods and they all have conflicting beliefs? I just couldn't take that in. And my family didn't encourage it, so it was never even something to recipe. It was just, oh, that's what they do. Okay. And I've been to church services, and yeah. But even through all that, nothing ever felt like it was mine. But that also meant there was nothing ever bigger, whether it was whatever, there was nothing ever bigger than me that I could talk or pray or wish into. When I was a little person, my parents were raised in that energy of children are meant to be seen and not heard. So, of course, they sort of did a little bit of that with us. They gave us our things, and I was raised in the 80s, Streetlights come on, come back. Drink out the hose. Don't leave your sister. That was the rules. Stay together. The perimeter. And that was it. There was definitely everything that I needed and wanted and could have. Everything that I thought I was supposed to get as a child was there. But there was no like emotional safety. It wasn't like a place where I could lovingly ask a question and get an answer. In fact, usually my questions were answered in riddles, which only confused me because, again, I was such a literal learner and I had no idea why it seemed like I could be brilliant on one hand and then almost idiotic the next. And it's now in my mind, I kind of love those moments when I can let myself still be so fresh and new. I'm almost 50 and I don't know something about something already. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Give me more of it, So I think about when I was younger and I think about life before understanding my whole self, my spiritual self. It felt a little like a zombie, instead of going around trying to eat brains, I was just going around trying to follow or find something that felt fulfilling, something that felt like I was supposed to be there. I was just like blindly, and the more and more I lived, the more it was just becoming so like zombified inside of my body. Like up until the moment at the pier, it felt a little like I could be a walking dead. And it's like, am I looking for my brain? Am I trying to eat brains? Insane in the membrane is all I could feel. And it feels also like going through that and finding myself inside of all that confusion was able to sort of like bring the zombie back to life. A little like, what so-and-so did on Sunday. Like, and I have learned through a spiritual relationship with Jesus that I was meant to learn from him as a pattern man. He says, are you one of them? 049? You're funny. So I was meant to learn as a pattern man, as look at how I do this and look at how my outcome is. Now, there are some outcomes that I don't prefer, obvi. But then you have the whole magical aspect of it, where even if you let this happen to you, you're still going to be good. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to walk out and let someone hurt me physically. I'm not going to hurt myself also physically. But I know that however far I can go in this experience, as long as I wake up, I have a chance to come back. I have a chance to do it differently. I have a chance to not walk like the zombie and choose to do like the pattern man taught me. Choose love, choose appreciation, choose generosity, choose community, choose togetherness, choose self-empowerment for self and everyone else. Good for me and you. And I want to let that energy, that pattern fill me up so that I can overflow that back out. So that when my sponge squeezes, it's just good. It's just good. It's just good. It's not so confusing. It's not just like I'm walking around and then all of a sudden I'll walk into a wall for a few minutes and then finally I can walk over here toward this. It's like, it's so different. It's so different. And until you let yourself do it for yourself, it'll sound like nonsense. However, thank the goodnesses of all the goodnesses, there are so many humans who understand this. There are so many people like me, comfortable in their spirituality, getting stronger with it every day. And that's where I'm going to kind of spend my mind thinking and exploring and celebrating these next couple of days. Because, this is a time for great new beginnings. And that also means bittersweet goodbyes. And I'm not going to miss one single moment of every piece of that. I'm going to chew it and love it. And when my heart's breaking, I'm going to cry a puddle of tears. And when I'm feeling full, I'm just going to let it all come back in again. And it's just going to be better and better and better because I'm only doing what's good for me now. I'm listening to what I've learned and I'm doing it on purpose for me. Not because I have anything that any other human doesn't have. I got arms and legs, ears and eyes, a mouth, teeth, and my intuition. And for the most part, we all came with those parts, and wherever you are on the journey, you can make your shapes different inside and squeeze your sponge out different. You can manifest life differently for you. You can be a kid who was literally the ugliest duckling in her life as a child in school to being someone that can hear other people honestly say, oh my God, I love to see what you're wearing. And this was about my clothes. Like, I just had no sense of fashion. I had no guidance from my parents. It was crazy. One of my favorite first girlfriends, we were so funny. She was a Gemini, so I do have to confess, there was a Gemini that I did have a very fun relationship, although it was like electricity and water. 1 minute would be, yay, and the next minute's like, bah, bah, bah. But in the beginning of that very fun relationship, she asked me one time, she was like, Nancy, do you ever think you want to like dress a little differently? And I'm like, I don't care. And she and I went shopping and she picked out some cool clothes for me. And I was like, what do you know? This is kind of fun. And literally it just started right there, where I just started letting all the ways that I used to want to dress when I was younger do that now. And the moments when I remember being in middle school or early high school, and I wanted a pair of Reebok Classics. I wanted low top black Reebok Classics for Christmas. I don't know if you're old enough to know this shoe, but it's a very specific shoe. Also, the Reebok Classic low top and high top are extremely different. They're both cool, but I really wanted the low top. So on this Christmas, I get the high top. Okay, it's a Reebok. I finally have a name brand. They're fucking metallic purple. They were metallic purple. I was like, how could you guys do this to me? It was literally like, if you've ever seen John Waters' movie, Desperate Living, in the beginning, or was it, Desperate Living, I think. In the beginning of the movie, Dawn Davenport, I'm pretty sure that, I'm not trying to confuse the characters. It was Christmas, and she asked for a pair of cha-cha heels, and her parents did not get her the right cha-cha heels, and she went nuts. She was like, what is this? And she's like she's knocking the tree down, and the mom's over in the corner, no Christmas. I felt like all of the characters at once. I wasn't really allowed to express myself, so inside I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh my God. And at the same time, I was like, and I had to output appreciation. I had to, thank you. Oh my God. If I ever got something, anything, and didn't act like I appreciated, the guilt and like shame from my parents, especially my mom, was like cream cheese thick. Oh, you don't like it? It's not good enough for you, and nothing's good enough for you. And I'd be like, oh my God, I love it. So I had to pretend that I loved these fucking hideous shoes. And I was dying and crying and screaming inside. And of course, I even had to wear them a couple times. But, and now, fast forward to all these years later, I would have fucking rocked those shoes. I just didn't have the balls. I didn't have any confidence. I wanted to fit in. I just wanted to fit in so much. And I was metallic purple high tops. I wanted to be black low tops. And I was metallic purple high tops. And now I get messages from people being like, oh my God, I can't wait to see your outfit. And I'm like, what? Also, a funny fact, I don't buy any of my clothes. All my clothes are given to me. Like, okay, maybe sometimes I've bought like some things, but not really. Nothing that anybody likes. I buy some socks. Yeah, so life gets to be different. I also failed gym because I wouldn't move my body in gym. It felt like I would die. And now I can teach yoga not only in front of humans moving my body, but even on the intranets. And that's also something that people who have known me from a little to a big are like, I can't believe that shit. And I'm like, me freaking either. Me either. But it's true. Just look, I can see it everywhere. Evidence all around me. I sucked it up and squeezed it out over and over again. Can't tell me different. All right. I'm gonna go bake a cake. I haven't told the kids yet. I'm not a great secret keeper when it comes to my little ones and when we get to play. We are not dyeing Easter eggs this year. Hi. But we're gonna make cake pops for the first time. Mostly because none of us eat that many hard-boiled eggs. And I have 3 littles, so anything I do, I have to do to the capacity of times 3. I'm not gonna set up an egg dyeing station to dye 1 dozen of eggs. So every time we would do this, it'd be like 3 dozen eggs. And then there's like egg salad and deviled eggs and egg farts for days. And we realized that none of us really want that. So I'm going to surprise them. And we're going to make egg pops for the first time. And I got all these different like candies to decorate them. And we're going to just decorate the egg pops together instead of eggs. And then I got some candy to put in some, plastic eggs and give them the idea, because you cannot hide cake pops around the house. I guess. The ants would have like the best rave though. Be like, yeah. All right, I will talk to you later. I am going to be sharing soon. Today or tomorrow, I'm creating an art event as a personal fundraiser because I get to move soon. So I'm going to be selling some of my creations. And stay tuned for more of that. I have a couple of really fun ideas to do with the pieces that I have. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.